Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm JT Shea, and you're not. And I'm here to welcome you to the magically unauthorized misadventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, the only podcast that is an audio series of everyone's favorite moose and squirrel that is completely unauthorized.
Translation, meaning that you did not ask for it, but here we are anyway.
Each episode of Rocky and Bullwinkle is recorded live as part of the Good, the Bad, and the Geeky Live from PACKRAT Comics in Hilliard, Ohio. A big set of kudos goes out not only to our live audiences, but the owners of PACKRAT Comics, who valiantly allow Moose and Squirrel there. If you'd like more information on how to see the show live, download past episodes, or to subscribe to us on iTunes, be sure to head over to gbgpodcast.com.
Oh boy! Not anchovy, the archive! Stuff.
If you've enjoyed the show, please head over to iTunes and give us a review. It sure does help us out a lot when you do.
Help us do what now?
And now here is this week's episode of the magically unauthorized misadventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
A thunder of jets and an open sky, a streak of gray and a cheerful... Hi, everybody! Hi, Rocky! A loop, a whirl, a vertical climb, and once again, you know it's time for... the magically unauthenticated misadventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, and his pal, Bullwinkle J. Moose.
Hurry, Bullwinkle, our show's about to start.
I'm gonna hurry as fast as I can.
Along with a host of others.
Oh, wait.
No.
You're not in this one.
3, 2, 1.
Thanks to Boris's bribery,
Which is pretty easy to do in Washington, darling.
Natasha Fatale was incognito as the secretary to General Walken Sunshine, who is going to tell everything he knows about Upsidaisium to scientist researcher, and best buddies forever, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
So why, General? Why is it when you found Upsidaisium, you erased it from the public consciousness?
Or tried to.
It all comes down to, what purpose does Upsidaisium truly serve, gentlemen?
What you mean? It exists. It deserves to be found. Right?
Maybe, or maybe not.
Well, you had me, but then you lost me.
Back in the day, that so-called gangster, Mr. Big, broke into a military compound with his team of agents and almost got a large batch of Upsidaisium.
Oh, I remember now.
Boris and Natasha.
They were Mr. Big's team of agents.
Oh, don't mind me, darling.
I know you're filling in for my usual administration assistant, but it hasn't stopped me before, Miss...
Miss Colour Prínter.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Colour Printer.
Oi.
So, these two were captured by what our files only know now as Agents Moose and Squirrel. I don't know, some kind of weird code name.
Moose and Squirrel?
I don't get it either, really. Yet, the American government had all this Upsidaisium and had no practical use for it.
No practical use? We were in a battle for reaching the moon in the 60s. Surely we could have used it then, somehow break it down to its purest essence.
Purest essence. Son, I appreciate that you understand that Upsidaisium has a negative weight and density of 25 pounds per cubic foot, but we also found out that the mineral's weight decreases 0.19 carats per cubic foot per week.
Hokey smokes.
It was almost as if being exposed to oxygen made it react differently.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Neither does this whole story, but yet here we are.
There was a committee that was put in place to try and figure out what to do with the ore and/or figure out what went wrong. I mean, Mr. Big, that criminal, was actually hired by Fearless Leader, former criminal leader of the country Pennsylvania.
Fearless leader?
Yes, no one wanted this stuff, and as soon as the public found out about it, their attention shifted elsewhere. The Cuban Missile Crisis, the loss of President JFK, Vietnam. It was like it never happened.
Golly, Bullwinkle. Our show's been canceled for the final time in 1964.
Man, Rocky, 2 whole countries didn't like us.
What?
Well, I knew America didn't like us because they canceled the first time, but E2 Vietnam?
But soon thereafter, the file I have on Project Upsidaisium gets a bit wonky after that.
What you mean wonky?
We need to form a line before we start dancing.
It starts to get heavily blacked out and edited from there.
That's fishy, darling.
Don't I know it? All wonkies need to be tonky or it just don't work.
The committee, before being disbanded in 1973, made
That we
sure
need a pickup truck.
that only anyone who was head of GB would get this file. But you now know what I know.
Whoa, exposition bummer.
Don't I know it? I'm almost just as much in the dark as you people are. But I do know this. You find out what that committee did with all that Upsidaisium, I'll personally ask the president myself, well, via the normal chain of command, and have him put pressure to apply Upsidaisium as a new element in the periodic table.
Oh boy. If I work with General Walken Sunshine, do you two think that you can get to the bottom of this? I will both pay and pave the way.
Well, you'll save the day. Takes a whole load off our backs, Rocky.
Oh, that's a yes, Mr. Archer. Well, Rocky and Bullwinkle are on the case.
Interesting. Looks like Rocky and Bullwinkle are off to find whatever they can about Upsidaisium. And it looks like Natasha wasn't caught as the fake secretary.
Who said fake? You know how many emails head of GH get? Oy.
No, I do not. How many?
Too many, darling. I need my lunch break now.
Whatever. Can Rocky and Bullwinkle catch her snooping in the act? What is the next step in the whole Upsidaisium business? Stay tuned next time in a little episode of the magically unauthenticated misadventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle called What's in a Name? Or Revenge is the Name of the Game.
That was this week's unauthorized episode. Just a reminder that if you would like to download more past episodes, find out how to subscribe on iTunes, and more, please go to our website at gbgpodcast.com and click on the big letters that say Rocky and Bullwinkle. Just a little note that this podcast updates right here every Tuesday and is produced by D4K Studios as part of the GBG Presents podcast series. Did you enjoy the show? Maybe not enjoy it? Perhaps have a question or thought? Not sure who to talk to because your therapist ain't doing the trick? Well, email us at rockyandbullwinkleshow@gmail.com.
And don't forget about the legal mumbo-jumbo.
Tonight's show features characters like Rocky, Bullwinkle, Boris, Natasha, Captain Peach Fuzz, and more, who are characters created by J. Ward Productions and are owned by DreamWorks and NBC Universal. Please don't sue us. We do this out of love of these characters.
Yeah, but it don't matter to them, though.
Yeah, I know. But on behalf of the cast and crew of this episode, which you can find on our show notes, I'm JT Shea of the Drawing the Wrong Conclusions podcast and Night Gig Studios. You can visit us online at nightgig.com or check out our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/nightgig. Good night, folks.